Can people really see into the future? Now, I should have known that question was coming up, if that's the case. I did. um, I can only give my own experience of this. And as a child, I had several actual experiences, real experiences of seeing something that was happening before it happened. And as a little boy, I told my parents, because one of them was causing problems to my family. They were worried about someone, and I actually saw what was happening to them. And I went to my parents and told them that this person would be fine, and where they were, and all the things. And my parents looked at me. It was a very strange episode, but everything I said happened, and that was all within the same day. But I was seeing a future. So for me, that means that some people have moments where they can tap into a timeline, something that's running from maybe the past to now, and then they see down that timeline. And that's how I would explain episodes that I had. I tapped into a timeline, or I kind of just met it somewhere. My mind joined the timeline of another person, and I saw episodes. I've even experienced it with myself, but I have to say, not a lot. These were random happenings. I didn't make them happen. They were things that happened around me or to me. But I would say, therefore, if one person can see that, I would imagine many more people throughout history have been able to see down timelines. And I say timelines because a future you see at some point, I believe, has to have begun. So even if something happens 6 months from now and somebody sees it and they say, well, that wasn't happening when I saw it, it was 6 months earlier, but it may have been being planned at that point. So the idea of it may have been born, and therefore the timeline created. And this is why I think some people see disasters, because that disaster is already in motion, even though it hasn't yet happened. Many visionaries saw things like the Twin Towers coming down. Well, you would have to imagine that that event was planned. It didn't just happen on the day. So the concept was there. And I believe maybe psychics, mediums, sensitive seers have a moment when they fall into that particular timeline. So I think we all have moments when we want to see down timelines. And I think sometimes that is something we're not allowed to see, or we are stopped from seeing, because we really are meant to live in the now. So when such a thing occurs, it's random, and it takes the seer even by surprise, because it's not considered normal. But I would also say that within the universe, there are many things like time that we do not totally understand. And I believe it's going to become a little bit clearer as we go forward. In fact, I know it is.